Hello from Myrtle Beach. We're at the northmost end of Hotel Row, which is right off Ocean Boulevard. We're going to give you a walking, talking tour of this area. It's been a while since we've been up to this area and we've been getting requests for this. Hi, I'm Carmen, and if you're new to our channel, we cover everything Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area. We welcome you, and if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for watching and coming back, and we hope you enjoy this video. So, like I said, we are at the very north end of Hotel Row, also called the Strip, here in Myrtle Beach on the Grand Strand. And we're going to start out, if you look right there next to that very tall building, you'll see something that looks like a small house. That's actually the Sea Captain's house. It's a restaurant and bar, and it's quite popular, and they have oceanfront dining, they have an oceanfront bar. They also have an outdoor bar right here in front of the ocean. We are having crazy wind today, so we've got crazy surf. I mean, those are some huge waves. You've even got white caps out in the ocean. So this is some really extreme wind today. It is a beautiful day. It's a little overcast, but we've got some blue skies, and it's in the low to mid 60s. I think the high is going to get up to upper 60s. So really nice day today. Here comes the sun for a little bit out from behind the clouds. Beautiful. It's amazing what the sun does. I mean, it's just so funny how everything just brightens up and looks better and more cheerful and all that good stuff. So we're also having some extra high tides right now. So we are not at high tide right now, but these crazy winds are pushing the water inland. And so even at a lower tide time, we are getting a lot higher surf and less beach right now, but decent beach for walking. It's funny, once in a while the wind blows so hard that you actually see sand blow by. Looks more like we're in the desert than on the beach. So I get a lot of questions when you see the resorts from this side. Oh, and there's a good shot of Sea Captain's house. You can see all the oceanfront dining. We get a lot of questions about which resort is which when you're looking from this side. We cannot tell you because unless we happen to have them memorized, because they are not allowed to put signs on this side advertising what their hotel is, which is probably good. Otherwise it might not look as attractive, the beach. I do know that little Bavarian looking hotel is Riptide. I know that. Their architecture always catches my eye because it's pretty unique for this area. Now we've gotten into some super squishy sand. I'm going to see if we can move up, getting something a little easier to walk in. So when you stay here at Myrtle Beach, what area do you stay in? I know a lot of you said you like this north end, and so you've been asking for us to film this type of video, and you wanted to see what things look like after Ian. Hopefully you can hear me over this wind. It is really crazy right now. So the dunes, as you can see, are non-existent. In some places, the city or the hotels, I'm not sure who's doing the work, have started putting them back. But up here on the north end, you can see that they are not back. You can also see a lot of these resorts have new railing like that. You can tell that's brand new. And you can also still see some issues down there at that end. So there's still some things going on. Even though it's been a few weeks, there is still some work. There's that sand. I don't know if it'll show up on the video. The sand just going across from the wind. It's crazy. A lot of birds up there flying. I don't know how they fly in this wind, but they manage. Pigeons. Glad I've got a hat on. I'm just gonna say that. Also, what's your favorite time of the year to come to Myrtle Beach? Do you like spring, summer, fall, winter? Our favorite time, even before we lived here, has always been the fall. It's always been our favorite time, especially the month of October, but really all of the fall. We love it. The weather's a little more moderate. Of course, the chance of hurricane is higher, but the weather is pretty good generally as long as there's not a hurricane, and you have less crowds. In the spring, you've got spring breakers. Now they're intermittent. The worst time for spring break is right around Easter, the week before, week after Easter. But you're still gonna have spring breakers throughout March and April. And May is very busy. There's a big bike festival. Memorial Day is the first big beach weekend just for everybody. And actually, I think there's a couple of bike festivals in May. I misspoke. There's 2 different rallies, bike rallies. So May is busy. And then the winter is very uncrowded, but also the weather can be quite cold in January and February. If you're staying oceanfront though, that may not matter. Just sit in your room and look at the ocean. Sometimes that's nice. Just get away from it all. I know Brian and I, back years and years ago, before we had a second home here at Myrtle Beach, when we were young, we took trips to the beach in the winter just because the rates were lower, and we would get oceanfront and just sit there and enjoy it. In fact, we used to go over New Year's Eve a lot, didn't we? Yeah. To the beach. And it was definitely chilly then. And that was in North Carolina, not in South Carolina, so it's even a little cooler there. Not by a lot, but a little bit. You can tell looking at the balconies that there aren't as many people here, you know, because usually people will have stuff out. Of course, today it would blow away, so maybe that's why there's not stuff out, but you'll see people out on the balcony. You can tell we're definitely into off season now. That doesn't mean there's not people here. That there are still plenty of people, and most of the attractions and restaurants do not shut down. Some reduce their hours, some do close entirely, like Family Kingdom, but for the most part, except for January and February, I think a few more things closed for those 2 months. Most stuff stays open through Christmas now, with, like I said, there's a few exceptions to that. The back of my calves are currently getting sandblasted. I guess that's like a form of exfoliation. I guess that's good for them. It's crazy weather. It's so crazy to see the sun, and it's so beautiful and nice, and this wind. It's just a strange combination. See a few shells down there, but I can guarantee you they're broken. When the water's this rough, you don't get any pretty shells. You get little bits and pieces. So down there in the distance, you may be able to see the sky wheel. I don't know how that will show up on this video. So that is the central main boardwalk area. So you get an idea of how close this northernmost end is to the sky wheel and to the main part of the boardwalk. So if you stay here at the north end, what is your favorite resort here? Let us know in the comments. And if you're enjoying this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. We appreciate that. Got a little tidal pool over here. It's more of the resorts. We got a few people out here walking on the beach. So it is, I mean, for me, not for everybody, for me it is shorts weather still. 60s is shorts weather, as long as it's not like raining and you've got some sun. I'm actually quite toasty in shorts and a t-shirt right now. I'm sure that's all relative depending on where you're from. This morning it was chilly though. This morning it was in the 50s, and with this wind that was chilly. I think the wind chill was in the 40s. So when you come this time of the year, definitely pack for everything. If you want more details on either fall or winter weather, we have a playlist about all the different weather seasons here at Myrtle Beach that's in the description below. You can click on that. We cover all the details, including any major festivals for that season, the weather for that season, and how to pack for your trip. When's your next trip to Myrtle Beach? Leave that in the comments below. We always like to hear when you're coming to visit. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to click on the video on your screen right now and click subscribe so you won't miss anything new. Thanks so much for watching. Until our next adventure.